Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. In today's video we're going to be doing part 2 of the late May tour. You may have, if you haven't yet, we have done part 1, which is going over this whole top bed here, including the tree fern and back at the rhododendron there. So if you haven't caught that yet, certainly check that out. What we're doing, trialing out guys, is to sort of break down the videos into slightly smaller segments. We're doing sort of a 3-part tour here. Now what we're going to be doing today in part 2 is checking out this back border here, the Arid bed, as well as just some of the lastly the plants that are on the mini golf course there as well. Just a shout out as well guys, if you're interested in any of the mini golf stuff, or you may have found the channel through our sort of mini golf content, potentially we'll be putting some more out soon, but you just have to let me know guys if any of that's still of interest. Just down here we've got one of the small chamaeropses that we picked up from Morrison's. This was one of the 6-pound ones, so very good bargain on that. I think that works out to about $8 US. So Morrison's, if you're one of the US viewers, is our sort of local supermarket here, but they also do sell some variety of plants. This was also from our local Morrison's. This is one of the sago palms, or Cycas revoluta, new this year as well. One of the Chamaerops volcanos. This was again down at B&M, one of the bargains, certainly for the price. I think this one was just £17.50. You know, a great sort of bargain I think for that size. Just next to that we've got one of the common lupins, just starting to come into flower, and I know this is probably again more of a common plant rather than necessarily a tropical plant, but I do think it pairs well sort of alongside the tropicals. Just as we look up here, and we will touch on this when we do the last update, which will be down the jungle area, including the pond and things like that, so certainly stay tuned for that. But yes, you can just see here, this is our green bamboo. We've got quite a few new canes coming up inside here, some decent size ones. It looks like we may get some of the largest this plant has had since it's been here. You can just see here, something like that, decent size. You see the one next to it here, you're looking at that compared to sort of that. So yeah, really pleased to see that that is putting on size. I have had to sort of keep water on these. I mean, one thing, if you're not maybe familiar with bamboo, certainly in the spring I'd always recommend sort of giving it a good water in. The canopy generally blocks a lot of the moisture from getting down there, so I find it does dry out quite quickly. And you can also see, I know it looks a bit messy, but I do leave the leaf litter down here that decays and then feeds the plant. Just as we come across here, we've got the digitalis, again more just a common plant here, so your common sort of foxglove. Again, lovely flowers on these. Another one variety back here, which you can just see this one a little more vibrant. Just see if we can zoom in on that. Lovely little sort of touch of color in the garden. Down here we've got another one of the Chamaerops palms from Morrison's. Just behind that we've got the yucca puck. This was a B&M one. Now I believe again this is not really hardy, down to about -2 degrees C, which in reality you'll see in a minute here when I show you my yucca jewels. Again, similar thing. I don't think they're going to be hardy. I think this is more of your kind of summer bedding, perhaps on that. Do apologize on the weeds in the back here. We do have another one of the yuccas. Just behind that, one of the trunking yuccas. And a few of these here, which I'll show you in a second, are starting to put out their flower spikes. Just coming back this way, you can see down in front we've got the common columbine. Now again, these kind of self-seed in the garden. You get a variety of kind of colors, and again, just a nice touch. You know, I don't mind some of these more sort of wildflowers coming in, and you know, they kind of go through the season. You can just see down in here some of the just poppies, again self-seeded. Now that is next to our onset Maurelii. Now this is a 3rd-year plant if I remember correctly. Nice new leaves coming out, lovely color on it. And you can just see here a lovely new leaf coming up. Loads of color on these. Great plants if you can get them through. This one was dry stored in the cupboard, which you haven't seen that video. Certainly check that out. Just coming around here just to show you in the back. Again, we've got the waggy palm. This was a new purchase from B&M, hopefully going to kind of fill in this area here. Just down underneath, you've got the Trachycarpus fortunei. Again, this is generally kind of covered most of the year, so I don't think it gets as much light as it possibly could, but I'm hoping once it gets above sort of here, we'll really start to pick up growth. And apologies on the weeds down here, guys. Got a few of them out, but they're already springing back up again. Just in the back, we've got a clump of the black bamboo. Now, it is kind of said that a lot of these are flowering and dying off, coming to the end of the cycle. This one I picked up as a bargain on Facebook, very inexpensive. And if I'm honest, it's had only just those 2 black canes all last year, no new growth on it. So I think it's probably on its way out. Coming down here, just to show you, we've got the Persicaria Purple Fantasy. Now these are really easy to propagate, which I'll be putting a lot more around the garden. Sort of effervescence in the leaf, very, very pretty. Great perennial. You know, it's kind of one of the plant and forgets, and you know, you can hack it back and you know, really kind of abuse it. So a great little pairing plant. Just down underneath, we've got some of the hostas. We've also got, now these are just some of the more common irises again here, and a few crocosmia in there, but they're kind of buried at the moment. Just taking a look up here, and I'll have to lift up the camera, let me see if I can get in. You can just see, if you can, hopefully it works, all the new flower spikes in here. Looks like we've got about 4 or 5 coming up. So this is hopefully in the next month or so really going to you know, put on a show for us here, this large yucca. This one was a save from a neighbor, actually. It was going to be going to the tip along with my other large one here and off the top of the house as well. Very fortunate. Now I did just really stick these into the ground, hardly any root, and just a testament to how sort of, you know, tough these yucca are. Just down here, as we come down, we've got one of the blue fastucias. You've got some yuccas. Again, just took the tops off, popped them in the soil, and you know, they've kind of grown from there. You can just see one of our sort of biggest pink colocasias, pink China colocasias here. It has popped out. It does look like it's gotten attacked a little bit, but we do have a couple other new ones coming out. It's always nice to see that coming out. Again, a hardy perennial for me here in the UK. Just stepping back a bit, this is the musa basjoo. And you can just see, I'll try and get the light a bit better on it for you. And you can just see here now, if we pan up, hopefully that's in a little bit better light. Now this isn't a quite exposed area, so you know, we are getting knocked by the wind, but always nice to see. Some of the larger leaves on this are probably anywhere between 6 to 8 foot now, and we are getting some decent rollers out. The base here is around about sort of 6 foot, and we're probably again up to maybe 12 15 foot already, so really pleased to see the growth on that one. Just as we come down here into the more arid style bed, kind of going for more of an arid style bed, still a lot to go in here. You can just see down here, got another one of the sago palms. We've got our Butea odorata or capitata, sort of name synonymous, and this is also known as your kind of pindo palm or jelly palm. With these, the fruits are actually edible and can be made into like jellies and things like that, which is quite interesting if you're into your kind of culinary side of things. Just down here, again, I love this as a sedum. This is your sedum blue spruce. Incredibly easy. You can just see actually here, all of that is root that comes off of here, and you could just grab it, pop it off, and just put it somewhere else, and that will just start growing from there. Really easy to propagate here. Just as we come down here, you can see another sort of blue spruce. We've also got a couple of these other sedums, the Aeonium Schwarzkopf, which has done really, really well this year. This was actually donated to me by a friend, and really just started off as pretty much one head. Now these typically grow a lot better sort of in the cooler months, so I had a lot of this growth all over winter, and it's kind of slowed down now. Just panning up here, you can just see we've got one of the Opuntia cactuses, and I think this will be coming back in, and the blue spruce is an accent here. Now the blue spruces is a evergreen perennial as well, so if you kind of want some nice ground cover, and it does flower with sort of yellow flowers as well there. Just underneath, you can just see we've got a few more of the different cacti. Now a lot of these are really only hardy down to about, you know, maybe about 2-3 degrees C, so you know, really any kind of cold is going to knock them. I'm probably going to dig these up and make a mini kind of cacti bed inside over the winter, but I'm going to be trialing out a couple of them just to get an idea. Again, they're very inexpensive. I think they were £4.50 each, which in my eyes is almost kind of summer bedding kind of prices when you're looking at that. Just in the back here, See the yucca jewel, which looks pretty bad, worse for wear now. But underneath, if you can just see, we've got it kind of shooting from the base here, which I think this whole top head is probably going to knock back. It did spear pull, which is unfortunate. This did have overhead cover as well. But again, these are really supposed to be -2 degrees C, and we took sort of -6+ on that one. So I'm almost not surprised at all. Cordyline doing very well. Center leaves are coming out a bit interesting and a bit shorter, but I do think this may have been greenhouse grown, so it is kind of adapting to the light now. Just as we come this way, oh, and just to point out in here, you can just see the base of an old sago palm. It's still solid, so I'm hoping it may flush at some point, but it was planted in the wrong place. So I've moved it to this kind of area, which has very good drainage. You're talking mostly sort of sand and gravel in this for drainage here. Just as we step back a little bit, what we'll do is just pan in, and you can see we've got our Chamaerops volcano. This was one of the larger specimens you could buy at B&M. Done really, really well. Loads of new growth coming up from the center, so really happy with that. And love the kind of stiff leaves, and you can just see on the underside, it's kind of white bluey-ness to it, which is, again, I love that kind of color. The different kind of colors you get on that there. You can just see down here, Trachycarpus palm putting on a nice size base now. It's getting flooded out by another one of the standard, kind of English flowers that come out here. Big flowers that come out on this every year as well. Self-seeded, but again, I don't mind some of the self-seeded stuff. I think it's, again, part of nature in that side. Maybe it's a bit sort of rough looking, but again, I don't mind it, kind of like a jungle overgrown look in some respects. This is our bracken. You can see it's filled in really, really nicely. I love how this makes like a big clump. Now these, can get up to about 6 to 7 foot high. So I'm hoping when this fills in, we're going to get a nice kind of, kind of a big fern in this area here. I'm thinking about getting one of the yucca rostratas to go in here. If I do that, I will be probably removing that patch and putting it somewhere else. But for now, you can just see one of our variegated grasses here. Really comes out lovely. This was also a free save as well. Came in a clump of ferns that I rescued from another garden. One of the other large grasses here. Again, guys, if anyone is interested in the channel, you're more than welcome to these. I have quite a few patches in the garden. They do have some definite, prettiness to it. It's just one of these ones I've got other ideas for what I want to plant in here. Just down here, again, we've got our bubbling stone water feature that's run off the solar power, just on top of that roof there. It's got the battery backups. This one goes till about midnight. Just a cool little feature. If you're interested in that one, you can always check out the build of that, is on the channel as well. Down here, we've got the musa basjoo clump again. This was just in from last year, so quite nice to see that it's already sort of putting up some decent leaf, and hopefully we'll get that quite tall this year. Down here, we've got the blue festucia again. I love the kind of blue accent. I think it goes nicely with the putia, giving us a kind of blue accent around this area. Just in the middle here, this is another one of the large yuccas. You can just see the trunk on that one there. A couple of nice flower spikes, and I'll come around this way to show you. You can just see here, lovely new one going up, and that's probably already about 2.5 to 3 foot. Again, looking at it here, see it's a very nice kind of bluey color on these. Just panning this way, Tetrapanax, lovely new growth on that. Really kind of sized up. I can barely get it in. You're talking probably, I don't know, maybe 2.5 to 3 foot. This is the Europapyrifera. So this is not the Rex variety. That does get slightly larger and has a different kind of lobing on the leaves. Just down here, we've got, again, some more of the just spring and summer flowers that come up. Some more columbine. You've also got another yucca that's completely buried under there. This area is a bit more needs a bit more work, let's say. One of the Fatsias here, this has done very well. Again, this was only put in last year, and you just love the kind of, shiny leaves on these. Just off the back here, complete mess. But we do have some lovely clematis flowers that have come out, and I do love the, the pops. And these are quite large flowers if you have a look. So it's a nice accent off the back of the fence here. We also have some common honeysuckle and things like that. Trachycarpus palm that's mostly shaded. It's doing fairly well. It does have a little bit of basal lift, if you can see, but I have kind of backfilled with the gravel here just to kind of help keep those roots from being exposed. We've got the save here. This was a nearly dead rhododendron in Morrison's. Quarter of the size. It's put on some decent growth and lovely new leaf growth coming out on that. Just in the back here, we've got a small cutting of bamboo that I literally just tossed a bit of root in a pot, and at least it has put out some growth. And if you just look here, we've got one new column coming up as well. So I'm hopeful that this may you know, provide a little bit of evergreen back in this area here. Just as we pan this way now, just onto the mini golf course, and you'll just see, and we'll have a look at a couple of the plants there as well. Just down here, as we come down, we've got one of the small wildlife ponds with the pond irises and grasses in it. You've got your Scotch broom, which has already been in flower. You may have seen that from our previous videos. It will be trimmed back soon. I like to kind of give it a trim after it flowers and give it a quite hard prune. Down in here, you can just see we've got another one of the Diropterus ferns. Comes out lovely every year. Just down here, we've got this is your Persicaria Red Dragon, I believe, and again, I always mix this name up on here, but again, perennial, come out from the ground, and you know, very pretty leaves on it. Grows like the Persicaria, really spreads quite fast on that side. Hostas in the middle, starting to get attacked by the slugs, unfortunately. You've got a Formium buried under there. That's one of your pink Formium varieties. Another one of the yuccas, and we've also got the golden bamboo here, which I believe is the Spectabilis, and you can just see it's kind of doing its curvy cane thing. These are some of the biggest ones we've had this year, and I have taken a division of this particular clump here as well. But really cool to see some of the bigger canes coming up. You can see going way up to the sky here. I think we're going to get some great height on that one. Just as we come this way, again, you can see the original part of the clump, which is putting out quite a few new canes as well. Just as we step back here, you've got another one of the yuccas. Now, this particular Trachycarpus, I think it caught a little bit of this drought before, you know, we kind of realized how dry it was. You can just see in here, looks like we've actually got a little bit of damage on some of the new fronds. And again, I don't believe that's winter damage. I mean, it could be, I suppose, but I do think it has to do with the dry rather than anything else. Just as we pan this way, and we'll come back and take a look at a couple of the plants on the back there. Another one of the Trachycarpus palms. This one, again, has a kind of interesting, much shorter leaf than the others I haven't bought at the same time. But again, it's putting out lots of new growth. Quite happy with that. No damage on this one here. A small pine tree. Now, this one is one of the firs, I believe. It's actually been in a small pot for about 4 years, so it has stayed kind of dwarf and miniature. Just down here, we've got some of the common thyme. Again, I love it. Kind of forms these like mini bushes and lots of little pink flowers and whatnot to come out on it. Just looking off the back here, we've got another one of the yuccas, a budula, which I've had to trim back, but these grow extremely quickly. Again, I'm not really sure if it would fall into the tropical vibe, but it's you know, great. The bees and butterflies and everything love it, otherwise known as the butterfly bush. Down here, wisteria, you can just see is starting to put out some of its flowers. Try and get that to focus, and really coming back to life on that one here. Down here, another one of the common ferns, and you can also see we've got our Cibaria sorbifolia as well. Love this kind of look. I'm probably going to try and get a lot more of these for around the garden as well. Just as we pan back this way, you can just see the camellia come out of flower now, and of course you can see that lovely purple rhododendron that we took a look at in the last video as well. You may see here, this is our hole number 6. This is the lighthouse hole. You actually have to get it into the lighthouse to get it into a hole-in-one. But just panning this way, of course, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't checked out the friends of the channel, I did leave a name out yesterday that I've remembered again, which was Jose Ramos. Put out a lot of great content as well, so certainly check that out. Lots of new videos out, and you know, see how his stuff's growing as well. But of course, with that said, if you have not subscribed, certainly feel free to do so. Join our amazing community. As always, friends of the channel will be in the comment section below, as well as that. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.